Film is present everywhere in our lives. We all have our favorite television shows and movies. The average American watches at least 4 hours of film each day, and 99% of Americans possess a television. But do any of us realize the immense effect film has on our attitude, actions, and life? Film is yet another way that stories are presented to us, one much more popular than books or storytelling. Television and movies are an important way to show us different types of life and lifestyles. Film has been an important factor in American life, but until the 1970s, only white, stereotypical people were shown on television. From the 1990s on, there are now many positive showings of minorities in almost all races, genders, sexual orientations, cultures, and families. Now film portrays females often and as strong characters when previously they were stereotyped. There are also now many positive representations of LGBTQ characters and what life is like for them. There are many true portrayals of different races now, and most shows have a diverse cast of characters. Now, an extremely wide range of shows are targeted towards every age and gender, discussing a huge variety of topics. Television lets us into the lifestyles of people other than ourselves. It shows us their struggles and accomplishments and what life is like for them. In other words, it gives us empathy for these people. Television is also a way to discuss and show tough topics such as death, like murder, suicide, killings, and dealing with death. Sickness, such as cancer, diseases, disorders, and disabilities. Mental health disorders and dealing with them. Drug addictions and drug abuse, such as alcohol and underage drug and alcohol use. Rape, kidnapping, adoption and fostering, racism, interracial couples, sexism, homophobic people, divorce, bullying, assaults, violence, crime, prison, and many, many more topics are discussed in television. In this way, film educates us greatly as it tells us about things that we can't necessarily discuss with people. These topics start discussions with others about them. Seeing portrayals of events that happen in real life and life for different people have influenced the way individuals act during these events when they happen in their lives and towards different people. They have also caused for people to make different political decisions. These storylines establish and break norms and stereotypes. Often television will portray these topics metaphorically with supernatural and fantasy creatures and characters, and it is up to us to figure out these metaphors. Film also tells the stories of topics that are commonly known, but helps us see them in a different light and different versions of these topics that we might not have known of before, such as friendship, family and family life, relationships, social classes, religion, and different emotions in dealing with them. The stories shown through film allow for information and values to be transmitted to people. By discussing commonly known and not commonly known topics, we can see inside the lives of others and realize the struggles others go through that we did not know before. This allows us to have sympathy for others, and we are able to connect with them and form relationships. When people watch stories, their brains release oxytocin, a chemical that when synthesized by the brain, people are more trustworthy, generous, charitable, and compassionate. This leads us to act different in our daily lives. Also, by seeing all these different situations and the outcomes and effects of them, we learn the right way to act when situations like this occur. However, film can also have a bad influence on us. It's not good to watch too much television, and some shows still show stereotypical representations of characters. Additionally, many people claim that the extreme amount of violence shown in film desensitizes us to violence in real life. But if we can recognize that the characters are portrayed wrong and there is too much violence, we can still learn lessons from the film. Film has grown immensely since the start of television in the 1950s. Almost all people are portrayed now, and violence is often shown as hurtful and upsetting. Often deaths and other violence will be presented in a situation to make us feel the loss and be upset by it. That is why that although stories through film are the same as stories in books, people are more likely to be affected by a visual because it causes for more empathic transportation. Therefore, many people have a bigger reaction, such as crying and laughing when seeing a film versus reading a book. Intriguing films allow us to have personal connection with the characters. We root for our favorites and discourage or dislike characters. We become connected to these characters and their storylines, which allows us to install empathy with them. Film allows us to escape into others' lives and stories and enjoy ourselves in the process. Therefore, film informs us about our lives and others and influences our decisions and actions in real life. It makes us more compassionate, empathetic, and sympathetic for others, and also provides a form of entertainment. So go see a movie and laugh and cry. It's good for your brain, and it just might motivate you to make positive changes in your life and others' lives as well.